Hi guys, good evening everybody. I'm happy to be here once again today on our show, which is called How to Find Time for Yourself. Now, it's about me time today. It's about me time and the time you gotta take back for yourself to relax, to get recharging yourself. And this topic actually came about last week when I had a conversation, when we had another Facebook Live on when you are managing your time, you can manage your life. And we had a lot about talking about when you manage your time, you will be more productive. You will be feeling better about yourself. You are more focused and it's easier for you to reach your goals. Okay, let's get started. Who am I actually right now? Who tell you about this? Well, my name is Andreas Dorn and I'm a certified NLP trainer, certified hypnosis trainer, and I believe I've got lots of experience regarding the mind and how we are coding time, how we are managing our life is oftentimes starting inside of our head first. Which means if you understand the mind and how you tick, it will help you to create the life the way you want, desire and deserve it. But before we get started anyway, let's play our beautiful intro so more people can sign in. Or So I'm going to talk today about creating me time and what it takes for you to create your time the way you want to have it. And I promise you, it is not a waste of time to join in here, because you're going to learn a couple of tricks and things to do within yourself and what's happening in your mind if you are kind of stressed out, and what happens with you if you become the person you want to be overall, and when you are able to create the me time that you really want to have. As I just mentioned earlier, my name is Andreas, and well, yes, I'm a certified NLP trainer. And you know the game, of course. If you are driving your car, if you have dinner with your friends, if you are watching TV, or if you're eating somewhere, just take care that you're not disturbing other people around you, but also take care that you're safe. Let's play the video at the back end somewhere along that line, and you know you can always watch it again. In the replays, of course, along that line, it would be awesome if you were to tell me who you are and from where you are signing in, so I do know and I can give you a personal shout out. So I know that I'm not just talking by myself. I do know there are some people watching already, but it would be really nice if we have a participation here, because it is about me time overall. Are we cool on that one? So please let me know who you are. Type in your name. And also, of course, it's about me time. What is me time to you actually? What is me time to you? As we are going to talk about it in a while. So are you ready to start the show for tonight about me time? So the audience tells me it's right. You know that my darling wife is here, and I gotta switch this off. It's way too early already, okay? My darling wife is here. Thank you for being here. F5, yay! I gotta say hello to my wife, okay? Teresa, also nice to see you here on the show. Of course, you know, I do know you're awesome. And I would like to know from your side, Teresa, and also Nacho, of course, what is me time to you? The time you spend by yourself. The time, to me, a me time is to relax yourself, to spend time by yourself alone, to recharge your brain, recharge your mind, recharge your thoughts. So this is really about, to me, what is me time all about. We all might have something, a different definition in our mind. So please share with me how you define me time within yourself. Because hey, as you know, most of you might be staying in KL. And the time in KL for yourself to define, to find your own personal time, to find your own personal space is getting more and more reduced. So last week I talked about already how our work life gets overloaded with work, with a longer to-do list, more and more to-do list. So here it's really about now, what do you need to do to take time back? But to reiterate again, what's really going on within us? We are standing in a traffic jam, especially in KL. We are in the traffic jam, and I read an older number actually that we are spending 53 minutes every single day in traffic. Now I couldn't find out in that study if that 53 minutes is only one way or is it both ways overall, but I do know by myself that I don't like traffic jams. For me, it's a waste of time overall. And every now and then, hey, nowadays, sometimes it's 53 minutes one way. 53 minutes one way. And the study actually said that this 53 minutes spent in traffic in KL is not as bad as in places like Manila, Bangkok, or Jakarta, where time can even longer, where you spend more time in traffic. But it doesn't really matter, because every minute you are stuck in traffic jam is a waste of time. And because you have to concentrate on the traffic, that you're not bumping into other cars left and right to you. And as you can see on this picture, on this image here as well, you see how people try to fight a way in and how cars are coming in, and it slows down the traffic, and it's sometimes millimeter by millimeter avoiding other people to bump into them. So it is stressful, and that is coming most of the time after a long day of work. So we are sitting in our car driving home, a long day at work, and sitting in the traffic jam, and we do know, of course, the day then is not yet finished, of course. After that 53 minutes, and when we finally reach home, the work starts. There are more things to do. What do we need to do? When we are at home, we have got more obligations, more things to do. Cleaning the dishes. Well, some of you might clean the dishes, of course, you know. It's not my favorite job. Every now and then I'll do it as well. Every now and then Najwa is doing it or Nabil is doing it. But it's not necessarily the time I like to have in my life that I enjoy the most, to scrubbing away whatever it is, okay? Vacuum the house. Hey, we got a cat, so need to vacuum the house every now and then, and cleaning up her toilet. She doesn't do it alone by herself. Taking care of the kids, taking care of the pets, running around with them. All of this is not me time. You might define it as me time. So once again, you know, please let me know, what is me time to you? What is a definition for you in your me time? It would be lovely if I were able to know from your side, what is me time to you? And as well, of course, please, aside of Teresa and Najwa, say hello so I do know who is here on this live feed right now. So I do know, and I can talk to you. It shall not just be me talking to you guys, please. But it would be nice if we have that conversation about ongoing stuff regarding me time right now. So as I just mentioned, we are all stressed out coming from work. 53 minutes every single day, stuck in traffic jam. One way or both ways, traffic jams get longer. And it's not necessarily the most relaxing time of our life when we are stressed out in traffic. I'm getting stressed out sometimes. I just want to go home. If it's dense traffic, I am absolutely okay. But if it's tight time, whoa, if it's pressure on the traffic jam and nothing moves on, especially after a long day of work, I just want to go home and relax. And that's when we are getting there. So we are stressed, and we can't perform all day long like this, you know. And when we are not taking time for ourselves, bad stuff is happening. And some people in an older study have found as well that about 70 to 90% of all visits in the US here right now, 70 to 90% of all visits to the doctor are stress related. Gosh, imagine that. The impact that stress can have on somebody's life. There's no me time, and we are pacing and we are racing and trying to find our way to get where we want to go. And it takes a terrible toll on our life overall. Diseases are getting created. Stress overall, of course we are stressed out. Gosh, we've got stress. What are the stress-related diseases? Upset stomach. Because our stomach gives us symptoms of too much stress in our life, and it might not work any longer. And if you are a longer time exposed to negative stress, hey, there's positive stress and negative stress, but negative stress is hurting the body, is hurting the mind, and can cause increased blood pressure, and then maybe even heart attack ultimately, chest and heart pain, which can lead to heart diseases, heart problems, maybe even death, just because we don't have the me time we need to have. Diabetes, stress, that was something to learn from me. Diabetes can cause stress. Diabetes can cause stress. Stress can cause diabetes, all right? Hey guys, please let me know who there, all right? Skin diseases, asthma. And of course, if you're stressed out too long, it can cause anxiety and depression. So I hope you're learning something already. It would be awesome if you give me a like along that line, so I do know that I'm on the right track here right now. And it would be awesome if you also share with me your experiences, if you are stressed out or not, and what kind of stress you are experiencing and how terrible the stress for you is. Just type it into the comment box so I do know what's really going on in your life, and we have the conversation with each other overall. So I read somewhere as well along that line that, hey, about 43% of all American adults suffer adverse health effects from stress. And as I mentioned earlier, what happened is that about 90% of all, 75 to 90% of all visits to a doctor are stress related. These are terrible numbers because we want to live a good life, we want to have a healthy life overall, we don't want to be exposed to negative stress. So what do we need to do overall? What is really, really important in order to really relax and, hey, share with me what's going on in your life? You know, we need the me time for ourselves. And what happens if you have me time? When is the best time? When we are all relaxed overall. Hey, when you are showering, did you ever have a great idea under the shower? You go into the shower, the hot water is flooding your body, you're washing your hair, you're bathing your body, and then you're just enjoying the relaxation that comes across with a shower, and suddenly you get great and awesome ideas because, hey, that is actually me time already at that point of time. Now, I wrote down restroom. Participants in our NLP practitioner training, they're saying actually that when we are in the restroom, we have good ideas sometimes, okay? I don't want to be too picturesque here right now and describing it too much along that line, you know? But hey, did you ever have a good idea when you were in a restroom? And you did your business and it was suddenly comes a great idea, and way, how to maintain that great idea. Daydreaming. Just sitting there somewhere and putting your arms up and just looking outside into the greenery, and how beautiful is it when you're doing daydreaming. And the sad part is, let me share with you right now, that we actually have parents. Hey, James, you're a night singer in the bathroom. Oh my goodness, you're a night singer. What kind of songs are you singing? Or at night you're waking up your wife and you're waking up everybody else around you when you're singing in the bathroom. All right. That is so cool, all right? But do you have good ideas when you're in the bathroom? Now you totally threw me off track of what I wanted to say, eh? Hey, we got parents coming to us and saying their kid is daydreaming too much. Daydreaming too much. What does it mean, daydreaming too much? Oh my goodness, daydreaming too much. And if we can teach the kid to refocus again and be more concentrated and ultimately be more productive. In a moment I'm sharing with you why I believe it is important to have the me time to relax overall. Before we sleep, just rolling around in bed and just having a little bit of dreaming along and having fun and just enjoying the time in bed is a me time. To me, it's a me time. It's relaxing, it's winding down, it's recuperating my brain capacity. Long walks. I don't know if it's hooray. What is hooray now? Long walks. Did you ever... And I miss this sometimes from Germany, and it's also possible here, of course, in Malaysia. But to go out into the forest or to just walk along the rivers and enjoying the scenery, having the time of my life and just watching the trees grow. Listen to that one, watching the trees grow. How relaxing can that be? Watching the grass grow. And really having the fun part along that line of what really happens around us, and going a little bit inside and relaxing and having the time to recuperate as well. Have a hobby. Came in the end because I was thinking about my sister-in-law. She's got that beautiful hobby of gardening, which comes together, of course, below here as well. Gardening. And I believe when people do gardening and are engaging with nature, that automatically that is a relaxing time, and we wind down and we find the time by ourselves. The me time to have, to just let go of all the stress of the environment and be ourselves again and have the fun and be good and really. And a hobby can be exactly the same. It's a distraction we need sometimes. I think me time also relates to distracting yourself from your daily grind, and really having the time to wind down and getting away of what engages us day in, day out, at work, for example, but just allowing it to happen and focusing our mind on something totally different. What I also like, what happens to me, for example, when I do exercise, in the evening time, many times in a week, 2-3 times a week, I'm going for my runs around my apartment block. It's not the most engaging, it doesn't keep my mind busy because of too many new things coming up. But I'm walking and I'm running and I'm walking and I'm running, and I'm getting somewhat into the zone, into the flow state. And I think about and I let the thoughts float into my head and get awesome, great ideas sometimes. What I need to learn is to hold on to that thoughts. So I can remember those thoughts even after my runs overall, exercising, when I'm pushing myself to the limit. You will be amazed how often I have great ideas that I get when I do exercising and I push myself to the limit. And suddenly I get that great ideas because my conscious mind, we're getting there in a moment, where it's all coming from. My conscious mind is just no longer there, can't cope with all that stress level, and my unconscious mind gives me the resources I need to push myself stronger, and then suddenly bubbles up certain ideas. Hey guys, let me know, what are your ideas of relaxation? What are you doing? And don't come up with anything like Netflix or watching YouTube or whatever it is, because to me, well, that's just my world right now. It does not mean that this is then the me time, the relaxation. It is straining our eyes, it keeps our mind flooded, and it does not necessarily allow us to slow down our mind and relax. But hey, Teresa, for example, not sure, I hope you are still there. For example, when you are watching YouTube videos and you are singing along, that could be the relaxing hobby you have, that suddenly you're singing along, you're relaxing, it's a me time, it's getting away from the daily grind and stress, and suddenly you get the good ideas. That is possible, very, very possible, that this, Teresa, is your winding down measurement, way of relaxing overall. Let me know if what I'm sharing with you makes sense, and let me know as well who else is watching on this Facebook Live here right now, where we share some ideas about the importance of me time, of how do you gain control over your day and what you need to do to be in the flow, be in the state, to take time back for your life so you can recuperate best. Because the thing is, really, when it comes now when you do go for a shower, when you do the long walks, hey, when you are sitting on the restroom, when you are daydreaming just before you go to sleep, if you're gardening or you're totally engaged in your habits. What is happening then sometimes, is that our unconscious mind still keeps working. Your mind, honestly speaking, your unconscious mind is busiest when you are relaxed. It's not necessarily zoned out and going away. Your conscious mind goes away when you are starting to relax. But your unconscious mind keeps working, keeps relaxing, keeps processing, and starts to relax and gives you the resources that you need to have. Do you think it is me time when you do a Facebook Live? I don't know if it's a me time for you, James. That's an awesome thought to have, I think it's a me time for me overall because I'm focusing on you here right now. It's not necessarily a total me time. I'm not relaxing too much here along that line, That it is us time. Yeah, it's us together, hopefully sharing some ideas, and I like that thought to have. So James, is it a me time for you when you are watching a Facebook Live? Is it a me time to you, and what else do you do when I'm not live? I hope you have more Facebook. I hope you have more me time, not just on a Tuesday evening, 8 o'clock, when I give you my 7 cents or 2 cents or 20 cents about something. So what else do you do as a me time? As a relaxing time for yourself? Share with me, James. Would be great to know. Because I do know you are having most likely tons of things of how do you get into me time states. So when we are going for these long walks, for example, when I do my relaxation runs, for example, our mind knows about the problems we've worked on. Our mind knows it's itchy. Our mind knows about the problems we have worked on before, and keeps working on it. But then your mind does not need to, does have the time basically to explore different combination of ideas, for example. It tests all by itself different solutions, and that is beautiful. And suddenly when we are going about doing our me time, doing our relaxation, which really, karaoke, Teresa, I love you for that, yay, I know that. But it's relaxing, right? And that's the main part. What do you do to wind down from the stress of the daily life? Hey, Jassar is here. Yay! F5, hooray, good to see you. Yes, meditation is very important overall. Yoga, meditation, relaxation, breathing exercises, all that stuff is incredibly important for you to get your conscious mind out of the way. And your unconscious mind still gets into the groove of doing its work, but it's also relaxing. It's also helping us to wind down. And I'm going to share with you a couple of stories in just a while. Because when we are relaxing, when we are doing the meditation, when we are doing the stuff to relax ourselves, for me it's a run, then suddenly really that stuff is coming up within our mind, suddenly delivers the idea. The critical filter of the conscious mind is no longer there, and suddenly we get the aha moments we need to have, the aha ideas in the shower overall, in the restroom, when we are meditating, doing yoga, breathing exercises, karaoke, singing along. Because that's the time when our mind can simply relax. The challenging part sometimes, as I mentioned earlier, it can be that stuff called just daydreaming away. And as I mentioned earlier, that some parents come to us and ask, hey, or mention to us the kid is no longer concentrating on work, but is daydreaming. It's a challenge for the parents. It is not seen as nice. It's seen as lazy. It's seen as not being focused on your goals. When the employee is sitting in the office and just daydreams a little bit away. Some companies might not like this as well because it is not seen as positive. It is not seen as being productive. It's seen as negative. So we need to have the distraction from the distraction overall. We need to find the space, claim our own life as well by creating the me time we need to have. Because now I want to share some stuff with you, which I think is amazing. You know, when we are relaxing ourselves, we are actually becoming more creative. We are becoming more creative. Our mind, our memory gets stronger, and our brain overall becomes calmer and sharper. And there were some studies that some people, an older study, where they found out that people who spend 4 days away from the stress of the town and being able in nature, immersing themselves, however they define immersing themselves, their ability to improve their performance on creative problem-solving tasks increased by 50%. So if you are immersing yourself, gratitude log and journal, it's also a powerful piece, James. I really think it's an awesome tool to have. And then maybe next week I'm doing a Facebook Live on the importance of gratitude and appreciation, because it's a very important piece to have overall. But listen to the numbers again, and what I just mentioned to you, that if we are able to immerse ourselves, sometimes in nature, and it can be looking at the greenery outside, and our brain becomes sharper and clearer, memory gets stronger, and we become more creative, and that more than 50% of the ability to problem-solving skills increased by 50%. And that is a huge number. And the interesting part is seen, basically speaking, that those people who are actually able to manage their mind, they find the time, creative people, they find the time to make things happen. In daydreaming, they came up with the best ideas. Here are a couple of people. You might know some of them. One is Stephen King. He is going on his walks to relax and to find ideas, to write his great horror stories. My apologies for this one. Maya Angelou, the lady down there, she is in Purim. She is relaxing as well. You know Charles Darwin, he had his pathways of walking every single day to relax. Mozart had ways to tap into his creative mind. And Albert Einstein was able to identify the relativity theory in his dream in a very relaxed state. So really the important part to know along that line really is that we are able, when we are relaxing, how come great people know that? How come outstanding people, successful people know what it takes for them to tap into the mind and know what it takes to become creative by tapping into the mind, while we are asking employees, staff, kids, us to get more and more in the groove sometimes and be productive and mess our life up by pacing from task to task overall. That is really interesting, I believe, overall. So how can you gain back your time? So I want to share a couple of thoughts with you. What did I write here? The limit to free time and happiness. I wanted to say something about the lady. I have no idea anymore what I was trying to say along that line with her. I forgot totally, so I have to skip this. Here, what I wanted to say, okay. To claim your time, you gotta put a stake in the ground, basically. Sometimes you gotta wake up earlier. Wake up earlier in order to claim half an hour or 45 minutes time. Focus on breathing. Just breathe consciously. Really sit there. That is meditation. That is relaxation. It's purposely watching out how you're performing. Spend time with yourself purposely. Exercise and go for a run. Go for dinner and lunch alone by yourself. Even that one. And not going onto the screen, watching your mobile phone and watching a video or whatever stuff, but just let your eyes relax. Watch people, watch the trees grow. Schedule me time. Really put it into your calendar that you're saying this time is my time for myself right now and nothing else counts. Identify your space, basically. When you have your space, which is the space for you to create your me time and nothing else. And I wrote down as well, take a nap. Because we need to have that afternoon nap sometimes to rejuvenate the brain. and to really being able again to rock and roll for the second part of the day. It is not about working. I have my couch in the office, and when I'm tired, switch off and say I'm having my time for about 25 minutes, half an hour, or maybe even longer, to just have a good relaxation and sleep. Whoa, we're already on half an hour here. I thought it's really a fast Facebook Live here. It takes much longer than I thought. My apologies for this. However, I hope you learned something on this one, because I'm coming slowly to the end. So you really need to find the time for yourself to make things happen. And to claim back your life is about identifying the time when you want to relax alone by yourself. Find that one thing you need to do to really feel good about yourself, and where you can slow down the activity within yourself. Yes, exactly, Teresa. That's it. Me time for me is putting myself in priority, exactly, and be 100% on that level. That's only you at that point of time counts, and nothing else matters. That you take the time, however long it takes, for you to wind down, relax, and find that space to recuperate your brain capacity, to the energy you require to get your brain and your mind into a calm state. I hope you liked that Facebook Live. Next week I'll do another one, of course, Tuesday evening, 8 o'clock. I see you then. Along that line, we still have time. We still have spaces in our NLP practitioner training. The next training starts in just about 2 weeks' time. So if you know people that would like to join our training, you know it's the most intensive one. It's not necessarily relaxing there. Sometimes it is, of course. I hope, of course. But it's an important training for people to get to the next level and also be able to claim, to be able to run the life they want to experience, because that means they can claim their time in their life. They can claim their emotional energy and bring their communication skills to the next level. After July, the next training is in September. If you know anybody, or if you are interested in either resitting, refreshing, or knowing people who think or believe, or where you believe they need to learn NLP, connect us to them, connect them to us. I know you're awesome, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Along that line, also, of course, feel free to access our free course. If you like this Facebook Live, share it with your friends, share it on your timeline, and I do know that you can create your life the way you want, deserve, and desire it. Thank you very much, guys. Bye-bye then. All right.